Talk about one of our great sponsors.
I don't have
here
any more. I've already talked about it. Why don't you talk about one?
Then I will. Chris Doris, the State Farm team, is my man. You might have
to change your insurance if you're having all those problems.
Well,
and you crash the car, and then
my 17-year-old.
Oh, did he have a fender bender? Oh no! What happened?
It's okay.
It's okay.
But we're in the driveway, and he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and he's like, "I had to follow his. He was driving his mom's car because he won't drive the minivan. I'm going to save that minivan."
Wait, he crashed his mom's car?
He backed into another car
at
about 3 miles an hour.
Okay.
Broke her little tail light. Didn't do any.
Was he sweating?
Oh man!
Did he feel horrible?
It was the first crash. If you will.
That's
and he knew the person he hit was a friend of school. And I was like, and he just waited. And I said, "What was the damage on the other car?" He goes, "There's a little dent because he's going to talk to his dad. And he doesn't think his dad's going to get the insurance companies involved." And so I said, "Well, here's the deal. You see that dent there on the minivan I got that I didn't put in it?" I said, "That's about $1,500. He goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, but it doesn't make the car drive any better. I don't like driving around with a car with a dent in it. If I'm driving fast enough, you don't see it." I said, "But it's not going to make the car, so I'm not turning that into my insurance because it's going to raise my premiums." And it was an accident where someone in our family drove into the garage. And so I said, and it's a $500 deductible that I'm going to have to come out of pocket for. I said, even if someone hits you, if someone hits you enough, your insurance premiums are going to go because for some reason you look like a risk. Chris Doris, State Farm team, can explain all this.
They absolutely can. They just did for me.
They are. And with all these robot cars and everything, it should get a little easier for all of us. I said, but as a 17-year-old who's making a claim, I said, you better hope like hell his dad doesn't do anything with the insurance company. I said, I'll talk to his dad. I said, this is where we're coming out of pocket if he wants to have the car fixed. He's like, there's a little chip of paint, blah, blah, blah. I said, some people are like, screw it, I'll just leave it go. And some people, because they don't want to have to put their car in the shop for a week. I said, these are all things you got to consider. I said, because if they would claim that against you, if you didn't know that person, I could promise you they're claiming it. Right. And that's probably about 6, 7. So no, it's just a job. I said, I'm telling you, body shop, labor hours, even 3 or 4 hours, it's going to be at $600 or $700, which means I'm going to have to come out of pocket. Do you understand that? And he's like, okay. And I said, okay, don't do it again. I said, here's my thing with my kid. These backup cameras are screwing our kids up.
Yeah.
I said, look over your effing shoulder.
Yeah, oh, that's a thing. Listen.
Look over your shoulder.
My kids don't even know how to do that.
And they think it's like, well, how can I look at the road? I said, you're doing it for... That's it. I said, look over your shoulder.
First of all, you're not driving.
I said, look over your shoulder. And then I said, that is a supplement. That's a bonus. I said, if you're driving, I said, do you drive down the interstate 75 miles an hour using your backup camera? Well, you can. It's right there. You can keep between the lines, right? And he was like, I said, stop looking at that damn camera and look over your shoulder. I said, because you can't see things coming left and right.
They don't know how to do that. I know. I've done this with my kid. And I don't know about you. Okay, this is the let's be old segment. I don't trust those damn cameras.
I don't either. I've almost hit people and then people coming too fast and left right, but I always look. I said, why do you even have a windshield? Why do you have a back window? Well, let's just blacken all the windows and you just drive with that little camera. And you can just drive with the camera. I said, don't even look at the road. And he was like that. And I was like, seriously, if that's what you look, but they are so into, and I think it's that generation. They're so into screens and videos and look at things, and he thinks it's super cool. Now, do I drive out of my driveway sometimes using my backup? I do, because I know there's nothing in my flipping driveway. I'll run over a squirrel or a stick or something. But if it's really foggy or something, I'll use my backup camera to get out of my driveway. And it's not very easy.
Wait, the minivan's got a backup camera?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
really?
2013, dude. Okay. 8 years old.
I think it's Chris Doris.
It's Chris Doris calling me right now. He's got some information. 985-7799, 985-7799. Chris Doris, the State Farm team. Long recognized the top 10 agent out of 18,500 across the world. It's Chris Doris, State Farm team. I love him. I've been with him since 1988. All right, we're going to do some classic rock. Say something so I can get up and hit the next song.
I will tell you, we just had this we had this discussion. That's a great parenting discussion. We had this discussion with my son who's 22, who had a friend was driving his car and they got in a fender bender. And, my kid, like your kid, very well educated, but really didn't know anything about the whole process. And I think it's one of those moments as a parent where you you don't think that that's a story you're going to have to tell. I like the way you did it. It's just enough fear. You strike the fear of God in them. Just enough. You're not yelling or screaming, but you're also educating them, which I really like, right?
Yeah.
The whole body shop thing. We had this with my kid, with Max, because there was the friend drove. They got a dent in the side of the car, right? And there was a scratch and a dent, and it was bad enough that we need to get it fixed. And he went. We made him go for an estimate, and it was like, I think it was $2,200.
Yeah.
Because it was thing, and they got to replace the side. He's like, 22. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Stuff's expensive, but we did actually call Chris. Chris Storrs, State Farm, helped us tremendously understand, because this is hard, about the number of claims that you run, your age, and those are great. If you're a parent, as your child gets older, even obviously through adulthood, there's all these things that you never thought about that you were going to have to teach them, including things like house purchasing, saving for college, like all that stuff. And it's really interesting to watch your kids as they get older. It's one thing when they're like 9 and you're talking about when you get older, you see the wheels spinning.
Yeah.
Wait, with insurance cost how much?
Yeah.
Gas
more than your car payment. Yeah.
How much does gas cost them? Wait a minute, I got to get my oil changed. Like they know about it, but they don't. Yeah, you know what? If that damn camera breaks, that's $1,000 right there. Mm-hmm. So your ass better learn how to put your arm over the
look over your shoulder.
My kid's car's got
particularly in a parking lot.
Right.
You're in a parking lot. I said we came so close to sideswiping a car going down 65. He just put the left turn signal and was using River Bear. I said,
"No, look,
dude, you got to look over your shoulder."
That's
and
right.
I mean, woo, it was close.
So we got our cars. The cars now have lane departure signals.
Yeah.
And they have
those are supplementary. Those are things to help you, not to take over for the actual.
You should do driver's ed too. You could do cooking, psychology, lifestyle.
Well, now we got robot cars, and I mean it doesn't matter. The GMC, where they're doing we will rock you. We're just teaching our kids you don't have to do squat in a car anymore. You just sit there and it just drives you around.
Parallel park?
No, they didn't have to learn how to parallel park.
I know
anymore. They should.
You need to teach them.
He's like, I'm never working downtown.
You can tell them the Max story.
Yeah. It doesn't matter whether it's downtown or not. At one point in your life, you're going to have to parallel park. And you're going to look like a total flipping idiot when it takes you 13 turns. By the time you put money in the meter, it's going to be up by the time you finally get the damn car. And I'll pull out, you're 9 inches, 6 inches. I'll hit the curb. I said, then you hit the curb. 6 inches. Just don't hit it too hard. No, then he had to tell his mom.
He's like,
what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
I said, what do you mean? He goes, what about mom? I said, what about mom? She's coming outside right now. Tell her. And he's like,
we can't.
And she was totally cool.
Yeah.
She's like, accidents happen. That's why we have insurance. That's why we have Chris.
Was he mortified right after the accident? Like mortified in the sense of like, oh my God.
Well, it happened on Saturday night, and it took him till Monday to tell me.
Okay.
So he's been sitting on it. Now, he didn't have to break, because you couldn't see it unless he told me. It cracked. But my ex did a good job. She's like, okay, well, you're going to get online, and you're going to see if you can find this car part. Go to Rock Auto or whatever it is. And we're going to see if we can replace this ourselves. And you're going to do it. So you need to find out how much that, and I'm betting a taillight's probably $300 or $400.
With the electricity. It's not just not just the plastic part. Yeah. Is it the plastic part only?
No, it still works. It still lights up. But I'm really glad that he had this little fender bender first.
Yeah, but as my kid had I told you, my son hit a pole in a parking deck.
Oh, who hasn't done that?
He was sure that he had totaled the car.
Yeah.
Because it was purple all over his car. Then we realized it was purple paint from the pole.
There you go.
But he felt, the Jewish guilt just kicked in. He was mortified.
No, it's good when you have.
That's good. That's what you want.
You want to have that first time.
Did you ever see? Now, for me, I didn't have an accident. I had a ticket before I had an accident.
I did too. Speeding ticket, 56 and a 35.
Mine was up for semi-reckless driving.
Jeez, dude, you're 30 miles over?
No, I was going down. I was on the freeway going down from L.A. to Palm Springs, going about 90 with 3 friends in different cars.
Friends make you do dumb things.
Weaving in between. My mom took me to court, and it was really bad.
Your mom took you to court?
You had to go to court.
Oh, she drove you to court. She didn't take you to court.
No, she had to. It wasn't
your mom was suing you? Jeez, your mom was a badass.